You're watching Cat Nation.
Kick it, push it, dunk it, shoot it. We rep the zona zoo, we wear the red and blue. Guard it, steal it, alley-oop it. We rep the zona zoo, we wear the red and blue. U of A, it's time to own it. We rep the zona zoo, we wear the red and blue.
When the Wildcats last met the Huskies in January, it was a tough road loss, 68-85. However, many games have been played since then, and Arizona is eager to show tonight why they're the number one team in the Pac-10. Although Washington has beat Arizona in the last 4 matchups, it'd be silly of them to overlook tonight's game because Arizona's been playing exceptional at home with the Zona Zoo backing them. Alex, why don't you discuss a little bit about where both teams stand coming into tonight's matchup?
All right, Lisa. Well, as you said, the Washington Huskies really came into the season the favorite in the Pac-10. They hit a tough 3-game slide a couple of weeks back before rebounding against a very good Cal team at home in a blowout win just a couple of weeks back. Arizona really never struggled in the Pac-10, but they were up and down. But with a couple of great road wins and the Zona Zoo backing them, the Wildcats are undefeated at home and are really showing why they are the number one team in the Pac-10. But Lisa, a lot of improvements have come around this year. What have you really noticed about the Wildcats?
One thing I've really noticed is the way they've improved weekly against the zone. That's going to be a huge factor tonight because last time when we played the Huskies in January, Derek Williams made a comment that it was really tough to get a pass because they were controlling him so much on the inside. So I hope that's not going to be as big of a factor in tonight's game. We also saw that triple overtime win against Cal where Derek Williams fouled out, but we still had enough players that were able to step back up and get the win for Arizona and prove this is not a one-man team.
Exactly. That's the point that we got to back on. Arizona is not a one-man team, and that was the perfect game to show it in that Cal triple overtime win. With Derek Williams fouling out with 15 minutes left of gameplay, most Wildcat fans were probably thinking the same thing. All hope is lost, but that wasn't the case. Momo Jones stepped up with huge assists and big shots to really carry the Wildcats. And Kevin Parham, well, he pulled down 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and had a career high in points to really lead the Wildcats in a resurgent victory on the road to really prove why they could compete as a team. Speaking of that, let's catch up with some of the players and see what they had to say about being ranked.
So there was a lot of publicity on Washington, and I think it kind of backfired on them, saying that they're going to go 18-0. Conference, they're not going to lose, this and that, and I believe that just backfired. Us staying humble. We took a loss up there, but it's hard to play up there. I think the last 3 seasons they're like 50-4 or 50-3 at home. So they're a great team at home, but when they go on the road, they're not as successful. So I think that's the difference between us. We don't have a significant drop off on offense and defense when we're on the road. So I think that we are the number one team to beat right now. That's a good thing right now. So we have 4 out of 6 home games left. We have a 2-game lead. So hopefully we can win those ones.
It's a great feeling to be the number one team in the Pac-10. However, like we've seen throughout the NCAA this year, that number one spot is easily attainable. So who should we look out for in tonight's game on the Washington team?
I think the person that the Arizona Wildcats really need to focus on most is Matthew Bryant Manning. I mean, he's probably easily recognized as the core of the inside game of the Washington Huskies. He's putting up 15.7 points a game, nearly 8 rebounds, and he really commands the focus of all of the inside attention. You got to look for a lot of double teams to stop him, and they're going to really kick him the ball easily out for easy threes for their outside core. Now, Lisa, I think there's someone we all know about. His name's Isaiah Thomas. Why don't you tell me about him?
Well, we need to do a much better job containing Isaiah Thomas since he did put up a double-double performance against us back in January. He really likes to drive the ball into the key and look for the quick dish. So with him, we need to have patience, and that way we can maybe cause some turnovers. Additionally, we know he is the leading scorer of that team, averaging 16.5 points a game, but his assists can also really hurt us. Also, don't forget about his great three-point ability. He put up a career-high 6 3-point shots against Cal just a few weeks ago. So that's going to be a huge factor, and we don't want to see him make that many 3-point shots tonight in McHale.
I think also Arizona really needs to focus on the loss of Abdul Gaddy. We all know Gaddy was considering coming here. Then he went to Washington. Washington was riding high with Gaddy as their perimeter shooting guard and really was focusing a lot of a dish and go between him and Isaiah Thomas. Unfortunately for the Huskies, Gaddy went down this season with a horrible knee injury, and he's out for the rest of the year. That might attain to some of their struggles as of late, but you've seen it now. They really come back with a powerhouse kind of mentality, and they're ready to show why they still are, in their minds, the number one team in the Pac-10.
Alex, also, we can't forget about Justin Holiday. I mean, they've had some other players who've also contributed, like Will Cox and Ross, but he's been the most consistent throughout the year. He averages 12.5 points a game, but when he played against us in January, he scored 22 points. So there's no doubt in my mind that we need to pay a little bit of attention to this senior forward if we want to hold on to the Pac-10 title. But let's move into some of our key guys, Momo and Derek.
I mean, I think it's easy enough to say for any Arizona Wildcat fan, Derek Williams is the Arizona embodiment. He really has shown that he can carry the team, put it on his back, and really lead us to big victories on the road and at home. But we've also now shown, like we were talking about earlier, why we don't need to just rely on him to win a game. Momo Jones has really found his core in this offense, being able to dish the ball all over the court, having bigger confidence in his three-point shots, and really being the vocal leader of the Arizona Wildcats. It's not just them two, it's a team effort, but with them on the court, Arizona is a dangerous team.
I agree. It's been great to see that Derek is still contributing despite his injury, and it's been fun to watch Momo turn it up and be scoring in these double figures. However, these wins would not have been made possible without our deep bench. They're strong. They go in there and make this spark on the court, and we need that every game. It's very rare to see a team be able to use up to 11 players, but that's been Arizona's style all year, and it's going to really work for us. It helps take pressure off of our big guys. It also puts some fresh legs on the court when we need it, especially in that triple overtime win we saw a couple weeks ago. So it's really nice to have a deep bench, and come February and March, I think a lot of our success is going to be credited to that deep bench and the success that we have using them.
Couldn't agree more, Lisa. The bench has really been a big factor to why Arizona has been so good this year. There's also one other aspect of why the Arizona Wildcats have been so good this year, and I think it's a little something called the Zona Zoo. The big reason why the Wildcats are undefeated at home this year is because the Zona Zoo is, without a doubt, one of the best student sections in the West Coast and one of the best in the country. No big deal. But they are a contributing factor to why Arizona is such a dominant force at home. Opponents hate to come here, the team loves to play here, and the fans really travel well. So look for the Zona Zoo to really get on the road over the last 3 home games and the last 2 road games to really show why we are the best student section on the West Coast.
Alex, I know the Zona Zoo is going to be loud and crazy tonight, but one thing they won't do is raise the roof in McHale. They know better than that. But the game clock is ticking down, so it's time to conclude our pregame show. So for Cat Nation, I'm Lisa Lane.
And I'm Alex. Might have my dark suit on, but I'm always ready for the whiteout Budish saying bear down, and we'll see you at the game.
Kick it, push it, dunk it, shoot it. We rep the Zona Zoo, we wear the red and blue. Guard it, steal it, alley-oop it. We rep the Zona Zoo, we wear the red and blue. Man to man, a pressure zone it. We rep the Zona Zoo, we wear the red and blue. U of A, it's time to own it. We rep the Zona Zoo, we wear the red and blue. We rep the Zona Zoo, we wear the red and blue.